today? Today we're going to do lesson plan 8, grade 4, term 2. Our topic, fractions through measurement. It links then to DBE worksheet number 38. I'm just quickly going to show you, and then we go back. This is then the links to the caps. And then I'm going to show you quickly the resources needed. So you need these resources. Here we give you some information needed, and then the dictionary. These are words that will help you as parent or teacher to explain the concept better to your child. Remember, when we work with 7,5, we work with it informally, yet they don't need to understand it, or you can simply write it down for them as 7.5, 1/2, like we did previously in the common fraction lessons. Let's then go to the mental mathematics. So the mental mathematics for today is we focus on the 2 and the 9 times table. I want you now to pause the activity and ask your learners or your child to complete these number sentences. You can pause now. Welcome back. I'm quickly going to reveal the answers, and then you can quickly mark it. Let's carry on with today's lesson. So today's lesson is what we do fractions through measurement. So we do fractions in context of real life examples. So we're going to quickly see who had more cool drink. So the characters we have here is Sipho, Rashida, David, and Lerato. So we're going to see that Sipho had 1/2 of a glass. Here you can see half, and it's divided into half. Then we're going to look at Rashida. Rashida had 1/3 of a glass. Then we see David got 2/6 of a glass. And then Lerato had 2/4. So we ask who had more, less, or the same. So I quickly want you to pause at this activity, and then you're going to answer that. Who had more, less, or the same? Okay, welcome back. Let's quickly look at Sipho. Sipho had 1/2. Rashida had 1/3. So we know Sipho had more than Rashida. Now we're going to look at David, Sipho, and Rashida. So David had 2/6. But using our fraction rule, we see that 2/6 equals to 1/3. So Rashida and David had the same amount, and Sipho had more. Then we're going to look at Lerato. So Lerato got 2/4. From our fraction rule, we know that 1/2 and 2/4 are equal. So we know Sipho and Lerato had the same amount, but they had more than Rashida and David, and Rashida and David had less than Sipho and Lerato. Did you get it like that? Well done. Okay, let's start with the concept development. So we're going to carry on with the next activity. This activity, I suggest you don't let the learner see this because we want to do it practically. So what we need is we need a 30 centimeters ruler, a 1 liter measuring jug. Then we need a 1 kilogram of sugar, and you can also bring a 500 gram of sugar. Then we're going to need a 1 kilogram of margarine and a 500 gram of margarine, and then we're going to ask the learners to show us the following. So on the ruler, what is 1/2 of the ruler? Please point to it. Excellent. It's 15 centimeters. So what we did is we worked out 1/2 of 15, so we got 30. 1/2 of 30 is 15. So let's quickly see the next one. I want you to point to 10 centimeters. And then what is 10 centimeters of 30 centimeters? It's 1/3. How do I know that? Because 30 divided by 10 equals to 3. Or 30 divided by 3 equals to 10. So 1/6 of the ruler. So 1/6 of the ruler, we can say 30 divided by 6 is 5. Or you can point to 5 centimeters and say that is 1/6 of the ruler, because 30 divided by 5 is 6. I want you to pause and do this activity with your child or learners. Welcome back. So now the next practical activity is you're going to use a 1-liter jug. Now parents, this is a great activity when you cook and bake in the kitchen, where you can ask these type of questions informally. So I want you to have a 1-liter jug. So we're going to ask is, what is 1/4 of 1 liter? And we're going to say 1/4 is 250 milliliters, because we divided the jug into 4 and we saw it's 250 milliliters. The next question is, what is 1/2 of a liter? So 1/2 of a liter is then 500 milliliters. Then the next one is, we're going to ask, what's 3/4? So we see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 1/4, 2, 3/4. 3/4 will then give us 750 milliliters. I want you to pause and then do this activity. Please note, if you don't have a measuring jug, you can take a 2-liter bottle. You can pour in a cup of water, make a marking and say 250 milliliters. Add another cup, mark a mark, and then write 500 milliliters. Then add another cup, make a mark, write 750 milliliters, pour another cup, make a mark, and write 1000 milliliters. I want you to pause. Let's go to the next activity. So the next activity, we're going to ask, what is 1/2 of 1 kilogram? And then 1/2 of 1 kilogram is then 500 grams. We can do the same or similar activity using margarine. So what we have here is, we can have 3 different types. And then we're going to say 500 gram is 1/2 of a kilogram. Then 250 grams is 1/2 of 500 gram. And lastly, 250 grams is 1/4 of 1 kilograms. How can I check this? Because I can say 250 plus 250 is 500, plus another 250 is 750, plus another 250 is 1 kilos. So 250 goes into 1 kilos or 1000 grams 4 times. Okay, what I want you to do now is, I want you to take your SA Teacher activity, your worksheet, and then complete it. Then after you're done with that, we're going to do the problem solving. So you're going to read through it, you're going to complete it, make sure anytime you can make drawings to understand it better. Then we're going to move to the extra activity. So this is then coming from old exam papers or test papers, and you're going to complete this activity as an extra activity. For the remediation, parents, teachers, you can go through this and you can support the child or the learner on understanding measurement and fractions a bit better. Then lastly, we come to the consolidation. So if you ticked yes, you carry on to the next lesson. If you got a no, you need to revisit or revise the activities or questions, or contact SA Teacher.